Hello everyone, this is Coach Wade, and today we're on the website of Credit Info Center. I'm about to read an article entitled How to Get Out of ChexSystems, and I will put a link in the description for the video to bring you directly to this article. If you've recently been flagged by ChexSystems for a recent banking mistake you made, you might be wondering how to get out of it. Whether you have bounced a check, withdrew more money than you had available, or have unpaid negative balances, getting a negative listing on your banking report from ChexSystems can be a real headache, especially if it results in your account being closed or frozen. Luckily, consumers that have been flagged by ChexSystems have options to get negative listings removed from their report. How ChexSystems work. ChexSystems is a consumer reporting agency that is used by over 85% of banks and credit unions in the U.S. It is primary service used by financial institutions to screen applicants that are applying for a new checking or savings account. What information is reported to ChexSystems? The expansive ChexSystems database stores information on almost every checking and savings account holder in the country. Having access to such a vast amount of data gives them a tremendous amount of influence in the banking sector. Having negative checking account information in the ChexSystems database can result in you being blacklisted, making it difficult for you to be approved for another checking account. This negative information is sorted into two broad categories. One is going to be account abuse. Two is suspected fraud. Account abuse refers to when a bank believes that you have done something that goes against their terms and conditions, unpaid fees, or unpaid overdrafts. Suspected fraud is when the bank believes you have intentionally committed an act of fraud. Example, check fraud. What to do if you have negative information on your report? Thankfully, there are certain actions you can take to get your negative banking information removed from the ChexSystems database. ChexSystems is much like any of the three major credit reporting agencies. You have rights as a consumer to dispute any negative information on your report. Dispute negative listings with ChexSystems in 5 steps. Just like you would dispute negative or inaccurate listings on your credit report, you can also find a dispute with ChexSystems to ask for further review. Here are the steps to disputing information on your ChexSystems report. Step number 1, obtain a copy of your ChexSystems report. The first thing you're going to want to do is to get a copy of your ChexSystems report. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you are entitled to a free copy of your ChexSystems report once per year. You can also get a free copy if you are denied a bank account in the past 60 days. When ordering your free report, we strongly recommend getting your report by mail or fax. If you obtain your free annual report online, ChexSystems can delay their responses up to 45 days. Ordering through mail or fax gives ChexSystems only 30 days to respond. ChexSystems provides a PDF form on their website for you to fill out that allows you to dispute a negative claim on your banking activity report. Print out the PDF form and send it in the mail to expedite the response time. Step number 2, select what information you want to dispute. When reviewing your ChexSystems report, keep in mind that you want to dispute any inaccurate, unverifiable, or unfair items. So any information that you find on your report that isn't 100% correct can be disputed. That includes incorrect personal information, incorrect account information, cases of potential identity theft. When errors are discovered and disputed, ChexSystems is required to update the information within 30 days from the time they receive the dispute. If the information cannot be verified as completely accurate, they must delete it from your report. Step number 3, file a dispute. There are plenty of free dispute letters out there to fill out and send to ChexSystems to initiate the dispute process. Our sister company, checkingexpert.com, has sample letters that you can use for free. All you need to do is input your personal information. It is also important to note that all dispute letters should be sent via certified mail. It's a bit more costly to send, but it will provide you with a document that will have information on when it was received and who it was received by. The first letter you send will initiate the dispute process. Much like other consumer reporting agencies like Experian or Equifax, ChexSystems will investigate your dispute. Investigate is in quotes because this process usually involves running it through a computer system and spitting out an automated response. Rarely will an actual person review your dispute the first time around. Make sure to include a copy of your Social Security card and or driver's license so that they can easily identify that the letter was sent by you. Step number 4, wait for a response and act accordingly. If you get a response that this disputed item was verified, you have the right to request the method of verification under the FCRA, Section 611, A6, and 7. You can request verification by sending a second dispute letter. CheckingExpert.com has a solid template that you can go off of. When requesting this verification, it is not uncommon for ChexSystems to try to stall the process by telling you that the source has verified the information to be accurate and complete. As a result, it will remain on your file at ChexSystems. While this is a typical response, you should not let it intimidate you. You need to stay persistent and continue to send your dispute letters. ChexSystems will need to provide the method of verification within 15 days of your request. Getting this level of verification is usually difficult for ChexSystems because they don't speak to anyone to obtain the proper verification. At this point in the process, it's important to remember that disputing negative information takes time. Keep a file handy with a record of your correspondence and when you sent it. Step number 5, if necessary, send additional dispute letters. Depending on the outcome of your hard work so far, you may have to send additional dispute letters. These letters will continue to put pressure on ChexSystems and demonstrate to them that you are not backing down. If the information that you dispute has grounds for removal or lack of total correctness, your information will be deleted from your ChexSystems file. If the information is found to be correct and accurate, the information will stay on your ChexSystems report for 5 years. What to review on your ChexSystems report? Any type of financial report will seem confusing if you've never seen it before. This is also the case with ChexSystems reports at first glance. However, if you break it down, you'll find that it is not as confusing as it first appears. The report is organized and gives you a detailed breakdown of the items it accounts for. Here is an overview of what you can expect to see on ChexSystems reports. 1, it's going to be personal information. The first thing you will see on your report is personal information. This will include your name, current address, and date of birth. Security freeze record. This is number 2. Those who have contacted ChexSystems in the past asking them to stop providing access to your report to banks, credit unions, and retailers have requested a security freeze. This information will show up in your report. It's not recommended to request a security freeze while you're going through the ChexSystems dispute process. If you haven't requested a security freeze, then you shouldn't expect to see it on your report. Step number 3, Consumer Reported Identity Theft Security Alert. Anyone who has reported an identity theft incident in the past will be able to see it in their ChexSystems report. Those who haven't reported identity theft should not see it in their report. Number 4, reported information. This section is extremely important and should be reviewed carefully. Any information that appears in this section should be understood and analyzed. Once reviewed, you'll need to know which incident is false and then proceed to dispute it. This section will continue the various financial institutions that have reported you and have closed your checking or savings account. It should also state the reasons for the closure and any amount that is owed at the time of the closure. 5, inquiries viewed by others. Banks that view your ChexSystems report will appear in this section of the report. 6, check cashing inquiries. If you write out a check at Walmart or any other major retailer, they will run your checking account information through a company called CertiG Check Services. These inquiries will remain in this section for 2 years. 7, inquiries viewed by you. This section will outline all the transactions that you might have initiated. This can lead you to not recognize the source of the transaction. However, these inquiries are only viewable by you and are not included in the report to other financial institutions. Number of inquiries in this section doesn't negatively impact your consumer report. These inquiries will remain in your file for up to 1 year. 8. Retail information. This section is another important one to review when going over your ChexSystems report. This is especially true if you have any negative any negative events listed in your report. It can refer to return checks reported by retailers to Certegy check services. With that in mind, any consumer who has bounced a check at a major retailer like Target or Home Depot, that consumer can expect information like this to show up in their report for up to 4 years. History of checks ordered. Believe it or not, ChexSystems tracks how many checks you have ordered over the years. With that said, we recommend ordering checks from companies that will not share your personal information with ChexSystems. 10. Social Security number validation. This section includes your Social Security number information. ChexSystems knows the year and date your Social Security number was issued. While this might seem a little invasive, it is the reality of just how much data ChexSystems has on the majority of consumers. 11. Notices. You should pay very close attention to this section because this is where ChexSystems details your right to dispute the information on your report. It also outlines that they are required to respond within 30 or 21 days for residents of Maine. Do's and don'ts of disputing ChexSystems reports. Disputing a negative listing on your ChexSystems report will require a certain level of patience and organization. By knowing how their system operates, you'll be better equipped to successfully get an item removed from your report. Here are some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to filing a dispute with ChexSystems. Do make sure you're familiar with ChexSystems report. These reports are usually several pages long and can seem confusing at first glance. Don't start the dispute process until you feel confident that you have a complete understanding of your report. Do understand that this process could take as little as 30 days and as long as 6 months. It's important to know that this process can take a long time. You should probably plan for it to last for closer to 6 months rather than 30 days. Do always include a copy of your Social Security card and/or driver's license with each dispute. Providing identity verification is important and will be required by ChexSystems during the dispute process. Do include your Social Security number and date of birth in each letter. When you include all the required data in your dispute, it shows ChexSystems that they're dealing with an informed consumer. Do include your ChexSystems consumer ID number in each letter. This can be found in your initial ChexSystems report. Do send every dispute letter via USPS certified mail. This one is important. Sending your dispute letters via certified mail will let ChexSystems know that you have your eye on the calendar, that they must respond within the required timeline. You can go to most post offices and send a letter via certified mail. Be aware that there will be extra fees involved for this type of postage. When your letter arrives, an employee working at ChexSystems is required to sign saying they have received the letter. You will get the signature back with the date received. Don't ever file a dispute online. Sending a dispute online gives ChexSystems more time to fight the dispute. If you send a dispute by mail, ChexSystems will need to respond within the required 30 days after receiving the report. Don't dispute more than 3 items with each letter. Disputing more than 3 items can result in ChexSystems further stalling the process, saying that they have received suspicious requests regarding your report. They know exactly what is going on and simply trying to delay the process. Don't dispute directly with the bank or credit union unless you know the data they have sent to ChexSystems is incorrect. Keep in mind that your dispute process is focused on the fact that ChexSystems is unable to provide original documentation. What to do if your dispute is unsuccessful? Sometimes ChexSystems investigations do not resolve disputes, even after you apply pressure and send several dispute letters. With that being said, you still have a few options. File a lawsuit in small claims court. Filing a small claims lawsuit for every violation of the FCRA is likely to result in your favor. Lawsuit requires ChexSystems to pay an attorney to litigate and award you for FCRA violations, each valued at $1,000. However, ChexSystems probably won't want to do so. Instead, they will try to settle your case outside of court and remove the record against you. Wait for negative information to expire. As previously mentioned, most negative items will stay on your ChexSystems report for 5 years. If your dispute is unsuccessful, it may be worthwhile to let the information expire. Luckily, there are alternative options to banking out there that can provide you with excellent checking and savings account options. Final thoughts. Having negative information on your ChexSystems report can be devastating. Not only can a bank freeze or close your account, but because ChexSystems works with a large majority of financial institutions, you might have a difficult time opening up a new checking account elsewhere. Fortunately, you have the rights that can help you dispute information and restore your banking opportunities. If you stay persistent, organized, and patient, there's a good chance that you will be able to get out of ChexSystems. This right here concludes the article right here that's entitled How to Get Out of ChexSystems. Again, I will put a link in the description for the video to bring you directly to this article. And to meet again, you guys have a great day.